Hello and welcome to a new episode of Adobe Creative Cloud TV. My name is Terry White, and in this episode I get to do something I've never been able to do before, and that's talk about Adobe's first ever hardware product. Now, we've known Adobe for its over 25 plus year history as a software company, and now for the first time we're introducing hardware. Now, back in October 2013, they were debuted at Adobe Max as projects Mighty and Napoleon, just kind of giving you a sneak peek of what was coming. Well, as of today, these products are real. They're available on adobe.com for purchase in North America for the first time ever. Now, their new names are Ink and Slide. So let's talk about them. And here's the first one, which is Ink. It's a hydroformed aluminum, pressure-sensitive, fine tip, Bluetooth, Creative Cloud enabled pen. So I am able to work with this pen on the iPad. It's pressure sensitive, and for the first time I've got a stylus, which we like to call it a pen, that's fine tipped. All the other ones feel, thick, rubber, hard to draw with. No longer the case with ink. And ink, as you can see just by the design, the industrial design of it, is very comfortable in the hand. It's got a button on the side that allows you to control the menu and access the pen's features. And of course, it's got a rechargeable battery and comes with a rechargeable case. Now, the ink also comes with its sidekick, Slide. Slide is a digital ruler. Now, this one's not powered. It actually just uses gestures built in on the iPad and in the apps to take advantage of this digital ruler. And today we'll get a chance to see how to draw with both of them. But for those of you who are new to this, we're going to launch two new Adobe apps that are available today as well. Ink and Slide work hand in hand with Line and Sketch. So Line and Sketch are brand new apps on the App Store. They're free of charge. Anyone can use them, and you can use them even if you don't have the hardware. Even if you don't have Ink and Slide, you can still use them with your fingers or other stylus. So let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to pop over to the iPad here, and we're going to take a look at drawing with these apps. So let me bring up the iPad so you can see it. Here's the iPad, and we're going to start off with Ink. Or we're going to start off with Ink and working with Line. So I've got a gallery open here, and we can go ahead and swipe through some sketches here, some line drawings here. And as you can see, for the first time, you can have precision drawing on the iPad. This is a very precise architectural drawing. And of course, we can have fun with it, creating shapes, red rocks, signatures. Here I'm tracing something. I'm actually tracing a hard drive, and we can just have fun with this product. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a new one, and we can see how the product works. Now, if I don't do anything else, I can actually just start drawing lines. So as you would expect, I can change the weight of the line, and of course it is pressure sensitive. So the harder I hold down, the thicker my stroke becomes. So that's great. That's great to be able to have this. And again, this fine tip pressure sensitivity built in now on the iPad. And of course, I can pick between my different colors. So I can pick actually, help if I pick a brush, the color that I want to use, and even access to my cooler themes. So if I want to grab a cooler theme from the Cooler app or from the website, I can do that as well and work with those colors. Now over here on the left-hand side, I'll get to that in a minute. That allows me to go ahead and choose an image that I want to trace. But let's talk about what if I want to undo that stroke? Well, undo is a gesture with two fingers. I just swipe to the left and undo the last things I did. If I want to go back in time, that's three fingers. So I just hold down three fingers, and I've got undo my entire timeline, my entire history of the drawing. I can go all the way back to the very beginning. Very cool. Now at the top, I've got the pen or ink menu that shows I'm connected, and it shows how much battery life, which I better hurry up this demo. I need to recharge ink. And of course, I've got access to my slide menu as well. Now with Slide, I can choose what kind of objects I want to do. We'll start off with basic strokes. And as soon as I put Slide down on my iPad, it actually projects out this digital ruler. So as I turn it around, all I did was just lay it down right on the iPad. And as it projects these rulers, I can go ahead and let's grab a pen and we can just draw these perfect lines. Again, never able to do this before. Amazing that we can do this now on the iPad. And there's a line that intersects with the other ones. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and do something real. Let's go back in time first and let's clear this. There we go. We'll get that out of there. And now what I want to do is bring up an image to actually trace. So I'll tap the button on the left-hand side there, and it can grab any of my photos that are on the actual device. But what I'm going to do is just go to my Creative Cloud folder, because this is accessing Creative Cloud. So I can go ahead and go to my demo folder in Creative Cloud. I can go to my line demo assets, and let's go ahead and bring in this production studio. So this is going to open this file, pulling it down from Creative Cloud, allowing me to scale it, put it whatever, make it whatever size I want, and paste it into the background. Now, of course, it's hard to draw if I'm seeing it at 100%. So let's go ahead and just fade the opacity down of it. Now I get to really have some fun with this. So for example, if I just put slide down, I can get my lines in place, and I can know when to start drawing these beams based on line. Oh, there we go. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I need to get out of that menu. There we go. It was still waiting for me to confirm the opacity there. And now I can start drawing these lines based on what I see in the photo. So this is great for people that aren't trying to draw something from their creativity, but they're actually trying to replicate or trace something from a photo and create a line drawing from it. Now, I said this was a cloud connected pen for a reason. Well, once I press the button on ink, that will bring up the menu. And from the menu, I can actually change my pen pressure, or I'm sorry, my pen weight. I can, of course, go to cooler. And of course, I can bring up cooler from the cloud. But you notice there's a Creative Cloud icon there on the right-hand side. That Creative Cloud icon is actually bringing up the Creative Cloud Clipboard. So I can go in and I can say, you know what? I would love to use any of these things I've copied before, such as my signature. And we just go ahead and paste that. We can put it in place and put it where we want it to go. So that's one of the ways we can use this. And of course, I can with a button double tap, I can copy something that I've already drawn onto the clipboard, or paste something direct, or paste the last thing that I copied on the clipboard from it. Now, I mentioned that you could use these apps without the tools. Well, obviously, I could draw with my finger, but what about Slide? I mean, Slide's pretty cool. Well, guess what? There's a digital version of Slide built in. So I'm going to take Slide, the physical version, just put it off to the side here. And you notice there's a round button in the upper right-hand corner. I'm just going to go ahead and tap, and that will bring up Digital Slide. And what Digital Slide allows me to do is use 2 fingers on the 2 buttons there, and I can turn Digital Slide around. And I can, of course, use the same technique to trace or draw lines. Now, if I tap either one of the circles, that will control the shape that it's going to draw. So in this case, it's a square. I can put a square down, rotate it. There we go, rotate it, move it up. There we go. And if I'm trying to draw that corner of that window, get it in place, draw the corner just ever so easily. So there we are using the square feature. And of course you can pinch and zoom, pinch and zoom to control the size of the shape or the size of the canvas. So you can get in tight and do a better job if you're trying to trace something and draw it that much easier. So Digital Slide. And of course, I was tapping to choose shape. So there's my ellipse, and I can go ahead and of course draw circular shapes with this. Again, perfect circles, drawing with my finger on the iPad. So I can even put ink down and continue that line around using just a finger to get a perfect circle. Now, what if I need to lay the circle down, or I need to get a different perspective? Well, you notice there's a button I haven't talked about in the bottom right-hand corner of line. And this button allows me to change my vanishing point. So I can pick the vanishing point up with my finger and move it around. And that way I'm drawing at that perspective, at that angle for everything I do. Very, very cool to be able to do this. All right, so that's a quick look at Ink and a quick look at Slide using the new free app Line. Well, what about, I said there was 2 apps. What about the sketching app? Well, there's a sketching app. There's Ink and Slide and Line and Sketch. So this is Line. Let's go ahead and take a look at Sketch. So here's Sketch. I can go ahead and add a new project just like we did with Line. I can go ahead now and pick my color. And let's go ahead and here we go. Pick my color from my color themes. And I get beautiful sketching capabilities. I can blend colors together. There we go. And as you can tell, I'm not much of a artist when it comes to drawing free form, but I'm going to give you someone who can show you something that can really be done with this app in just a moment. But once I'm done with my project, I have the ability to share it from either Line or Sketch. Now, where it says get feedback, I can post it directly to Behance. So once I'm kind of in the process of making a sketch or making a drawing with Line or Sketch, post it to Behance and get feedback from my creative community. I can copy the image to Creative Cloud. And that way it's in my hard drive or syncs to my hard drive, and then I can open it up in Photoshop or Illustrator. Send it directly to Photoshop or Illustrator so that it opens those apps and shows me the drawing. And of course, sharing it using the built-in OS sharing as well. So that's in both apps, the ability to do all of that sharing. Now, like I said, I can draw. It's great when I've got something to trace, but when it's really in the hands of an artist, you can really see the potential of these tools. So with that, why don't I segue over to what an artist is doing with this? And before I leave you, thanks for watching this episode of Adobe Creative Cloud TV. My name is Terry White. You can go get your order in for Ink and Slide on adobe.com today. They're sold as a set, not individually, and the set retail price is $199 for the set. And Ink is Bluetooth enabled. Slide is just a digital ruler. And again, both apps, Line and Sketch, are available for free on the App Store. Even if you don't have these tools, these physical tools, you can still use your fingers or other stylus to work with them. That's it for this episode of Adobe Creative Cloud TV. Now go ahead and watch this real quick demo of Sketch in the hands of an artist. Take care.